Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm your guy, I'm the guy, I am that guy, and today it is time to return to a somewhat forgotten series on this channel, the experience videos. I have a few lined up, so I don't know when I'm gonna make them, but I could make like 5 or 4 probably, or somewhere around there if I really wanted to. And I decided, why not make one right now? I don't have anything better to do. Today's topic, Numb Hotel. Probably know them from In the Airplane Over the Sea. Well, that's probably how you would know them if you only somewhat knew them. Or if you don't know them at all, they are an psychedelic, in a way, band. They're no longer, they don't make music anymore, but they're, indie rock would be a genre to define, lo-fi, folk, and psychedelic would be the first genres I'd go for. They are held as making one of the most praised albums really ever in the Airplane Over the Sea, especially in the underground scene, in the indie scene, in the what else? Indian underground, that's probably like it. With all that being said, let's get into the reviews, because Numb Hotel does in fact have 2 albums. They're not just in the Airplane Over the Sea. They have another album, and it's really good as well. So yeah, let's get into this review. First album we are going to be talking about is called On Avery Island. It was released in 1996, and it is primarily an indie rock album, and I'd also call it psychedelic, maybe a little bit of folk too, inspiration. But those are the main genres we're dealing with here: indie rock and psychedelic. A way to put this album would be unique, experimental, could also be great words. It's not bad at all. It is an amazing record that if you like In the Airplane Over the Sea, I highly suggest you check this out, because you won't be disappointed, because this is just as good as their sophomore project, in my opinion. You could probably disagree, but in my opinion, On Avery Island is just as good as In the Airplane Over the Sea. It's not better, but it's just as good. Standouts to me, the marching theme is really good. Incredibly underrated Numb Hotel song. Naomi, Song Against Sex is another good one. You've Passed and Someone Is Waiting, those 2 together, they're both really good songs. The whole album is really good. Just check out most of it. Where You'll Find Me Now is really good. That's about it. I will say Baby for Free is okay. It's not great. It's kind of mid, really. And Garden Head and Leave Me Alone's in the same category. That song is just boring in my opinion. But besides some very few hiccups, this is an incredibly well and really unique psychedelic and indie rock album that I highly suggest you check out if you are into any indie, any lo-fi, psychedelic, even folk. Check it out if you like folk. And especially check it out if you liked In the Airplane Over the Sea and haven't checked out On Avery Island, because I guarantee you will have a great time with this album. Next is Numb, that needs no introduction. In the Airplane Over the Sea. You all know it, you all love it. Let's not waste any more time and just get straight into this. We're going track by track here, because I know this album's amazing. King of Carrot Flowers Part 1. Great intro. A great little somber tune Sounds just like a folk song. Incredible folk song with some really, really nice lyrics. Or, let me rephrase that. Really interesting lyrics. It's whatever. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but it's a great song. Just know that. King of Carrot Flowers Part 2 and 3, also a great song. It fades straight into King of Carrot Flowers Part 1 seamlessly. And it is an experience. It really puts you into the album. It's once that little like instrumental bridge in between Part 2 and Part 3 starts, it is so special, and it just feels like a different experience once you're listening to it. Title track, In the Airplane Over the Sea. Masterpiece. Like I can't say anything more. The lyrics on this track are so great. Like the lyrics on this album are so fun to think about. Like in general. And then Two-Headed Boy. It's good, but it's like after the past 3 tracks, Two-Headed Boy feels weak in comparison. And then Two-Headed Boy fades into The Fool, which is another great song with a lot of horns, which is like something, I don't know how I haven't mentioned this, but Neutral Milk Hotel utilizes horns like throughout like all their projects, all their songs, and like each time it blows me away with how they get away with it. Like it's so good how they do it. Holland 1945 might be my favorite track by them, period. It's like a noise rock-ish type song about probably Anne Frank, which is what this album's about, by the way. This album is about, or not in a sense about, but like a central theme is like Holocaust and Anne Frank in particular. So it's definitely a heavier album, like songwriting wise. Like there's a lot of heavy themes throughout the entire project. And Holland 1945 just blows me away every time I listen to it. The guitar distortion, the way Jeff Mangum, I think, sings. It's beautiful, to put it at the least. And then we get our first few road bumps here coming after Holland, Communist Starter and Oh Calmly. Both tracks I don't care for, like in the slightest. Like Communist Starter's like, I just don't care for Communist Starter's lyrics. I'll just put it that way. It's a short song. It's okay, I guess, but it's not something that I want to listen to in my free time. Oh Calmly is really long, and again, songwriting that I'm not too into, but it's passable. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it inherently. It's a fine song. It's just not nearly as good as the rest of these songs, in my opinion. You could very, very easily disagree with me. Next we have these final 3 tracks. Ghost starts us off, which is great, but the Ghost is good, but it gets amazing towards the end, like the final wall of just instruments towards the end of the song. Like everything just chimes in, and then it fades into the second to last track, Untitled, which is, I don't even know how to explain Untitled. It's a perfect song, but it's a weird song. I don't know how to explain it. And then Untitled fades into Two-Headed Boy Part 2, which is a great closer in every sense of the word. And all in all, In the Airplane Over the Sea is probably one of the best folk albums, one of the best psychedelic albums, one of the best indie albums entirely that I've ever heard in my entire life. That's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, comment what you would like to see from me. I'm always open to suggestions. Love interacting with comments.